basement because my mother doesn't have one.
All right. Good. You're so let's just jump in because I know you're still a little giddy from yesterday's big Michigan win yesterday.
I just want to say, you know, oh, hi, no. Get them out of here, man. Get them out of here. They are
Oh,
who we thought they were. And we got them out of town in their own house.
oh man. But let me ask you, I mean, I don't know, and here's the thing. I don't know that they fall out of the top four.
Why not?
I don't think so.
Hey, man.
I mean,
Nah,
what are you going to do? You're going to put USC is better than Ohio State? Do you think?
you have to at
I,
this
I
point.
mean,
You have to. USC, let's be real with it. USC is going to win their outright win their pack championship. And I mean, they have that argument and it's solid. We won our conference championship. Ohio did not. Win and you're in. And they did
okay,
not win. And again,
okay.
14-point underdog. Heard it all week. Hey man, he's gonna be outclassed. Uh, JJ McCarthy. Who is he really? He's a deer in the headlights first quarter. Where's the problem, fans? It's 4 quarters in a football game. Out there looking like, oh man, looking like old Peyton Manning, just carving them up like a Thanksgiving turkey. Let's go, man.
Oh man, and look, and we're going to join by the professor
Oh,
and an extra special guest, man. We got Nasty Nate in the house, man.
Nasty Nate's in the house.
Nate Dogg, and I guess you're Warren G.
Oh man, whatever. Right now, I feel like say hi, buddy. Oh, it's WrestleMania up in here.
Yes, sir.
It's
Dropping the
Survivor.
elbow off the top of the couch.
He's been learning from. Oh, he's been learning from Coach Muddle.
Dropping those elbows off from the top of the couch, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Man, Billy, you got to be on cloud 9, man. Go Wolverines.
Oh man, the last time they won in the shoe was 2000. 2000.
Yeah, 22 years.
That's a long time,
I
man.
was a sophomore in high school.
Most of those kids on the roster weren't even born yet.
Nah.
Wow.
The last time that happened.
That's a great point.
Listen, but we can't get caught up on, all the, we say celebrate for 24 hours, and after 24 hours, on to the next one. And this upcoming one's a trap game, so I hope they don't get caught in the law of we beat Ohio State and Columbus, beat the heck out of them the last 2 years in a row. Purdue is one of those trap games. And if you're not prepared, like Ohio State was a couple years ago, they will punch you in the mouth and you'll have no answer, and you'll play your way right out of the playoffs. So again, I hope they can, move forward.
I feel like trap game in the huddle should be like a T-shirt because it gets said almost every week. It's a catchphrase now.
It is, man. It's a trap game, dude.
Yeah,
it's a trap game.
I agree, but I still don't think and we'll see Tuesday when the rankings come out. I still don't think USC is better than Ohio State. I don't think the resume is as good to bump. I think Ohio State falls to 4. And listen, I don't think Ohio State gets past Georgia, but I mean, I still think they're in the dance.
Did you not see the final score?
Yes, Billy, I saw the final score.
If it was 38-31, you got a point. 45-23. Get them out of here, man. Get them out of here.
It will be interesting to see. It will be interesting to see what happens there, and then TCU bumps up to number 3, which so it looks like TCU Michigan in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah,
And
I mean
then
that's
Georgia will play whoever winds up being the number 4 seed, whether it be USC, Ohio State. Does Alabama with 2 losses sneak up in there? I don't think so.
no way,
But
no way. You can't at this point. You can't. No way, no way. Not a 2-loss team. Now USC, like I said, USC makes that argument because they outright win the pack title. They win their pack title, so they outright win it. I mean, they outright get in. Um, the whole scenario shakeup is crazy. I mean, at one point LSU was in the conversation till yesterday. At one point, Oregon was definitely in it until yesterday. And at one point, you even had to say Clemson until yesterday. So, the committee is
what do you
really
mean Clemson steamrolled South Carolina yesterday?
BS. They lost 31-30, buddy.
Oh, they were steamrolling them. My bad. I see.
Yeah,
my bad.
that steamroller lost its steam fourth quarter.
Man, wait a second. So wait. Does that mean Beamer Ball is back? The Beamer Ball is back in South Carolina. They have 2 big top 10 wins in a row.
Listen, that's all they talked about the entire second half of the broadcast. They were like, because I switched back and forth after we were killing their ass, but they said, biggest win in program history, and all they kept focusing on, it was funny as heck, not the son, but the dad in the stands just clapping like this. That's all they focused on. I'm like, but it's the son's team. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why do we keep
It's
focusing on the dad?
Shane doing it, man. And congratulations to him and
Yeah, man.
turning that program around. I mean, what that does to the state of well, more or less, they're take nothing away from the talent in South Carolina. But right next door, if you look at the roster of South Carolina and Clemson, there's a lot of Georgia, Florida kids, and that stock for South Carolina just went up. So
yeah, it's amazing. I just I was shocked at all that happened yesterday, and the committee now is really going to have to look at expanding the playoffs because if you look at it, I mean, there are a lot of 2-loss teams that have enough of a resume that they can argue the fact, hey, why not us? I mean, like
you're right. You're right. No, they are, Billy. They got to wait for the TV contract. I think it's this year or next year. The TV contract is done, and then they'll expand. They're going to expand it to 8. I'd like to just see the model that Division 1 AA uses.
That or even let's look at it. Let's be honest, right? Let's go. I think it needs to go, and you're like, oh no, you can't do that. You can't do that, right? I think it needs to be 15 or at least 20.
I think the winner of you have a Power 5, so those 5 teams should get in that win their conference. Power 5. And then you go. The rest are at large and get them going.
See, this is where you have too much of an argument because look at this. I mean, look at everybody outside of it though. Because I used to say the same thing, but then the at large, you're gonna have too many guys go like, why not us? Because if you look at it right outside the top 10, which are all good in the top 10, you have Penn State at 9-2, you have Washington at 9-2, you have Kansas State at 8-3. You have Utah. You have UNC who's 17 and they're 9-2. I mean, you have some pretty honestly the top 25 doesn't look bad. The top 25 for the first time in a long time, like even the bottom tier folks, they don't look bad. I mean, it's crazy.
I was just going to ask, is this like one of the better representations of the playoff format the way it's intended? In your opinion, compared to years past?
Nate says no.
Nah, because you have too many teams that can argue the fact why can't we get in? I mean, look at Clemson at 8. I mean, they suffered a major loss to go 10-2. But I mean, you look at it, they're gonna honestly They can argue it like at 10-2. Why not us? Alabama 10-2. Why not us?
Right.
I mean, you just look at it and it's like, holy smokes! I mean, it's wide open across the board. Even UNC at 9-2. Look at that, and they're closer to the bottom.
Nate
I mean,
wanted
it's like,
to tell you he's upset. He was getting really upset there from it. The reason he said no is because they actually omitted Monsters University. They didn't allow Monsters University in. He was just throwing around Mike Wazowski. He's pretty upset about that.
Mike Wazowski, man. You got to have that guy in there, man.
Got to go with Big Mike, man.
And Mike and Sully. He just said Mike and Sully. So I mean, that's a top two. That duo is unstoppable. So he just wants Monsters University to be represented finally in the NCAA's. But I told him he's got to wait.
So Dan, what do you think about this, right? And I've said this one before. So you got there's 10 conferences in Big Time Division 1. You got the ACC, the American, Big 12, Big 10, Conference USA, the MAC, Mountain, PAC, SEC, and the newly, getting up there, Sun Belt, right? You go like this. The winners, the outright winners of the conference championship in every team they get in. They're automatically in. You have to put those guys in. They're automatically in. Cool beans, whatever. And do 4 at-larges.
Okay.
4 and a play-in. So 15. So you got 4 and 1 play-in.
Okay. I'm okay with that. I mean, look, the more teams that get in there, because like you said, just get me to the dance and I can make it happen, so
right.
And
that way everybody's like, oh nah, just the Power 5. No. Do the winners of every conference, because then there is no complaining or crying. Win or shut up.
Right.
You got 1 of 2 options. Either you win your conference outright or shut up. Plain and simple. Or your resume better be damn good. Your resume better be very good.
I agree with that. I'm okay with that. It's
you can't. It's fail proof. You can't argue it because right now, right, like just like I talked about earlier, you got UNC at 9-2. Oh, why can't we get in? Well, buddy, win your conference or your resume better be great.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
I agree. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I mean, I think then you would see, but then you run into, after Ohio State and Michigan, what other team you putting in from the Big Ten? What other team in the Big Ten right now? Purdue 7-4 over a 8-2, because you look at the SEC, LSU, Bama. I mean, you have a bunch of teams that belong, Tennessee. I mean, you have 3 teams that belong in the playoffs that probably could make some noise.
But see, my friend, but here's where we get into it. Ohio State, right? Okay. Ohio State. Let's look at it now. What's your resume? Let's scroll down.
You have 1 loss to Michigan. Of course, they're getting in. Right. And again, they're getting in. But you're going to put 15 teams. You're going to leave Clemson, Alabama, and
dude,
LSU out of the dance.
We're going to look at it like this. What's your resume? LSU gets in over Ohio State. You want to know why? Your only big-time opponent out of conference was Notre Dame. You played Arkansas State and Toledo. You played First State Military, and you played SAS, and they don't have a program. You played those 2 teams. Other than that, what did you do? Who did you play?
They played Dan's homeschool team.
Yeah, that's what it is. Look at seriously, look, it's gonna make teams stop picking all these sisters of the blind, brothers of the poor. It's gonna make them. It is because look at it. You're gonna then they're gonna say, all right, well, let's look at it. Shoot, we can't play the cupcakes anymore. We got to play tough opponents. It's going to, I think it's going to make college football better because it's going to force teams and universities to step their game up because your in conference is weak. If you're looking at, I can't believe I'm getting ready to say this. If you look at the Big Ten, right, and that's something that they have to get ready to do. They have to get ready to shuffle this thing because if you look at the Big Ten East, it's front loaded. The Big Ten West is a joke.
Right.
Purdue at 6-3, Illinois at 5-4,
Right.
Iowa, Minnesota.
Right, because that you could go on a run. Look how many times Wisconsin's gone on a run and they just get trucked in the Big Ten championship.
Because the West is absolutely, it's like a watered down drink. It's terrible. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. You got to shuffle the deck up there, Big Ten. You got to shuffle it up if you want to stop being the butt of every joke.
I do. I agree with that. And the problem they do is because, and okay, you can keep Michigan and Ohio State in the same conference because obviously they have to play each other every year. But I mean, you can still play each other every year just because they're in different divisions, because then they play each other next week in the championship.
Exactly.
I mean, then you would get a double dose of Ohio State, Michigan. I mean, how cool would that be?
Yes and no, because then it kind of, that once a year feel is so great, but then it loses its luster after a while if you keep doing it twice a year. But then
there's no guarantee they're both making the conference championship. But you're right. I agree with that. But but yes, but you can put Penn State in the West, or just instead of calling it East and West, just because didn't they call it didn't they call it when they first came out, it wasn't East and West. It was something else. They had some other name for it.
I know what you're talking about. It was crazy. It didn't make no sense.
But Penn State. But if you were to put Penn State and Michigan State over into the other conference, and it might make things a little even. Because I think Penn State's a good football team, but then they have to run that gamut and it screws them. I think if they were to and only have to play one of those teams once, I think that would help them tremendously. I think it would make it more interesting in my thing. Not that I'm promoting, Penn State go and be a bunch of cupcakes, but you know what I mean.
But then again, if you look at it, right, you it's tough because you front loaded either way. Because say you take Penn State and Michigan State over, who you trading for? Everybody's going to argue Minnesota and Iowa, and then you still have a front loaded conference either way. They just got to do it. They got to do a total overhaul and really dive into this thing and look like who can honestly go west and who has to stay east. Like if I'm looking at it now, honestly, I think teams like Maryland and Rutgers have to stay east. They can't afford. I mean, they could afford it, but I think it kills. I think it kills their program if you move them west, because their fan base ain't going to travel to Iowa, Wisconsin.
Yeah, yes, but again, you're trying to build up the conference as a whole, and I mean Maryland is rebuilding. I mean Maryland is bowl eligible, and I mean, so wouldn't that be if you replace Ohio State with an Illinois or something, makes it more competitive, and you're telling me if you're not a Maryland fan and they go to the Big Ten championship, you're not traveling to Indianapolis to go see them play? I mean, come on, you're traveling if you're one of those. Your team goes to the championship. I mean, come on now.
all the conferences are weird like that. I mean, even looking at the SEC, you scroll over to that, and I mean, in one deal you got Georgia and Tennessee, and then the other you got LSU and Bama, and the rest are just kind of like, it's hit or miss. It's hit or
What do you
miss.
mean? You got Tennessee in there? You got Tennessee and Auburn. I
Auburn,
mean, yeah.
sir, do you know what Auburn's
Listen,
record
wait a
is?
second.
Do you know
Yes,
what their
I
record is?
know. I know that Auburn is down. I know that they are down. But look, I watched that
Sheesh.
game. And the Tide rolled yesterday. Roll Tide. They rolled yesterday. Okay. But let me tell you, I think that Cadillac Williams should be the permanent head football coach at
Oh, he's
Auburn.
got some gold there. He's got some gold. He's got players that
And
are willing to
because
run to a
he's
wall.
got there's some talent there. Give the guy a shot, is all I'm saying. And hey, shout out to my boy Matt Rule. Watch out in the Big Ten, Billy, because Nebraska is coming back. Okay. Nebraska is on the uptick now because they have the builder. That's what I call Matt Rule. He is a builder because he comes in to a program that is rubble and builds it to a competitive program. He's done that at Temple. He did that at Baylor. Okay, just because he had the hiccup in the NFL, and so did Nick Saban, and so did a few other guys have that hiccup in the league. Can't do that. But you know what? Let me tell you, Nebraska's going to be, give it 3 years. Give it 3 years, and we're going to be talking about, oh, man, Michigan's got Nebraska this week. That's going to be a tough game. You're not rolling over Nebraska anymore. Let me just tell you.
Well, let me
3 years. 3 years. Mark it down. Today's the 27th of November. Coach Muddle said Nebraska in 3 years is going to be competitive. I'm not saying they're winning natties yet, but they are competitive, and you better just watch out.
They're competitive, huh? They're
Oh,
competitive.
yeah.
That's what they. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Listen, we've been hearing this same sad song and dance narrative since 2000 and freaking 12. Get them out of here, man! Get them out of here! Get them
What are
out
you
of here, man!
talking about? What are
Get
you
them
talking
out of
about?
here!
Listen. Now you have the man that is a program builder. You come on. He made Temple relevant. He made Temple relevant.
He made
He took
Temple.
Baylor when Baylor was in the dumps when they had all those issues. He pulled it back out and made Baylor relevant.
He made
I'm
Baylor.
telling you, he is
Baylor?
gonna make Nebraska relevant again.
Baylor? Are we talking about Baylor? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Okay?
Listen. I know that you are still high on that Michigan win, and you're walking on clouds, and there is nothing that is better than Michigan right now. But let me tell you something, brother. Right here, right now, in 3 years, you're gonna have to worry about Nebraska on your schedule.
You know why we won't have to worry about that?
Why?
Because Jim said it best. There is nothing better than seeing victors in Columbus. Total 1, 2, you know what to do. Yes, sir. Yes, sirree. I was silent, man. I was quiet. Everybody all week I had to endure it, man. I had to endure it. You got a Heisman candidate. Oh, that's the other thing. So if we're being objective, right? Being objective. Yesterday, all the hiccups, all the craziness yesterday. I'll give him one thing and one thing only. They should have been fired after the game when it was 4th and 6 and your Heisman candidate guy is saying, "No, we got this." Like they had just got a big play and it's 4th and 6, a manageable 6 for them. And he's like, "No, stay off." And they still runs the punt team on. If I'm the OC, I'm literally slamming my headset and walking out because that's ridiculous. That's stupid. Your guy is telling you, we got this. We are going to get this first down. We need it. If we don't get this first down, it's like trading a jab for a knockout hook. You can't do it. And I think in a lot of ways, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Jim outcoached Day. He outcoached him.
Yes, I agree with that. Now, hold on. Let me just catch up here. What's up, Sammy? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, Sam?
And the Redskins, maybe they get a dub today.
Let's get to that too. Let's get to that because we can
Yeah,
go college.
we'll get to
football
that.
all
But
day
hold on. I want to get back to the professor. I know Nasty Nate getting throwing too many elbows off the top of the couch. So Professor had to dip out.
long.
But how that works there, Professor, with Matt Rule, the reason why Matt Rule's contract is 8 years because it's that it's covering the buyout of Matt Rule. It kind of is technically it's a wash. Matt Rule's still going to get his money. So yeah,
Oh, absolutely. He's like Coach O right now. He's like Coach O. What door you want me to go out, brother? What door you want me to go out? I'll go out any door. Any door you want.
Oh, come on, man. He's sitting on an island right now with some young little 20 some odd year old on the beach, just puts a little more oil on me, baby.
Yeah. If you shave, scarily enough, you kind of look like you.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But hey, Sammy, it's gonna be interesting. You guys, I've said it literally all year long, and I throw up every time I have to say it. And I have family members who are Redskins fans. I'm not doing cancel culture. They're the freaking Redskins, okay? I'm not doing cancel culture. I'm sorry. Can't do it. Can't do it. But anyway.
I'm just laughing. Wait, Billy, I'm just laughing that you have family members because why don't you just say it? The boss, the head of the household is the Redskins fan.
She no, because she roots for the Eagles. It's my father-in-law who's a Redskins fan. Die hard. You'll say it too. He's not I'm telling you, not saying Commanders. They're the Redskins. But anyway,
yeah.
Our nemesis, the Redskins here. They have one of the best defensive lines in the league. They do.
And is Chase Young playing today? Sammy, do you know is Chase Young active today, or they hold him out again?
I didn't see any update on the injury report. Let me look here. I actually didn't see anything this morning. That is one of the things I wanted to check on and see. Like I didn't know. I didn't see anything. So I mean, could he be?
He's out with sickness now. Okay, so the knee's good. It's the
sick.
illness thing. Yeah. So
COVID problem. Maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. Hopefully he's okay. But yeah, I mean, when they have a healthy front, they are pretty freaking good. I'm telling you, they've proven it. They're very good when they have a healthy front. It's just, can they ever get those guys to play a full season healthy? Is the question.
You're right. You're right, Sammy. It is scary if all those guys are healthy. That D line it is scary. And let me tell you, the Jets D line, they have put something together pretty similar, and they get all those things because that defense is running. I mean, it's oh my God, we wasted the second pick on a bust quarterback and we're ready to win because the pieces have all fallen into place for the Jets. Unfortunately, their quarterback has not.
Yeah.
And
it's very unfortunate. If he would just study the playbooks like he studied these moms, they'd be in great shape. Good Lord, man.
Yeah, man. Stop chasing dudes' moms around, man. You'd be all right.
I heard he's after the head coach's mom next.
Oh man. Well, he got benched this week, man. Mike effing White is back, man.
Oh man.
Yes, your brother Mike White. Yes, Professor's
Well,
brother is
Professor Mike White, baby.
starting for the Jets, man.
Jets. We'll see. We'll see. But let's
Come on,
let's
they're
get
playing the Bears. They're playing the Bears. It's going to be, I think the Jets. This is kind of a get right game for them. I feel like
you think they bounce back? You think they bounce back?
the Jets. Yeah, the Bears. I mean, your Justin Fields is out with he tore ligaments in his shoulder and stuff. He's out, so they're playing with a backup quarterback. That Jet defense is going to friggin' is
Have
going
a
to
field
swamp.
day?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
All right. Well, I mean, it says questionable. I mean, they can't afford if they want to. I mean, they can't afford it, but they really can. They really. I mean, they can't honestly afford to take too many more losses if they want to try to salvage something.
no,
But then
because
again,
they last week they were playing for first. When they lost, they're in last now. And I mean, who would have thought that the AFC East every team has a winning record? And and it's the Jets that are looking up at the rest of the pack. So they're gonna have to win these games that are winnable on their schedule.
So here's going to be the theory conspiracy question from all the fans. Are they now going to tank to try to get a better draft pick at this point?
The Jets, no, the
No,
fan base won't let it.
the Chicago I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, Chicago, man. Look, it's Chicago and the Texans are, they're going to be the 1-2 picks, I think.
But to me, the Texans, I feel like they get a high pick every year and nothing comes of it.
Well, same with Jacksonville.
Like, so can we say this? Is it the organization? Is it?
Yeah, it might be. It might be.
You almost have to say it has to be at this point. I mean, how do you get a top pick every year and you just come out and just crap the bed every year? Every year.
Chicago still needs, yes, but Chicago has draft capital. They have money to spend in their cap room. They got rid of some guys to make that room. I think this is Chicago is a short turnaround for them. I think they will be competing because look, I'm going to say it. Look, the Packers are on the downward spiral here. And that's what happens. That's what happens when you let your quarterbacks run roughshod on your organization. And I'm going back to Brent Favre, and all Aaron did was sit back and watch how Brent hijacked the damn team. And he's doing the same thing because he's taking all the money. They can't pay anybody else. And then he's going to sit and complain about not having receivers that can catch the football.
He's doing exactly what
Flacco. Listen, don't bitch about receivers. Why don't you look at what Daniel Jones is doing in New York? And I don't think Daniel Jones is the guy, but you know what? He's got to name a receiver on the Giants. Please tell me. And we're going to name David Sills because he's a Delaware guy. And we've seen the kid play in high school and his career, but you take him out. Name a guy. Name a guy, please.
Professor said
because
if Chicago gets Fields another wideout, repairs the defense, should be okay. I'm gonna. Oh, there you go.
Slayton. Yes, I know Galladay and Slayton. Look, Galladay and Slayton. But okay. But once you get past those guys, name a guy. Name a guy.
You need 5 wide? Really?
No. What are you talking about? Need 5 wide? What are you talking about?
Said after those are 2 big time receivers that could go.
Okay.
Pretty much
Okay. Wait.
Whoa.
Pump the brakes, big boy. Pump the brakes because Kenny Galladay has caught 1 pass this year. One. big time. What? How many big time guys at this late in the season have one catch? And
You have
I'm
a
sorry, we've
JV
paid him.
quarterback throwing it
We
to him.
paid. Wait a second. He's been there for 2 years and he has 0 touchdowns. We paid him $72 million. The damn FBI should be arresting his ass for the robbery that he has hijacked us. Okay.
No, that was your
Yes.
GM. That was your head
You're right.
coach that picked a guy from
You're
Duke.
right.
From
You're right.
Duke.
But wait a second. We have the quarterback guru now. Okay, because let me tell you, Daniel. Wait a second. I got to give due where it's due. Okay, I got to give props because Daniel Jones is playing the best, doing the best. Daniel Jones is playing the best of his short career right now in this system. And yes, he needs more pieces, but I'm not saying Daniel Jones is the guy. I'm not. I still think he is not the guy. I think the Giants are going to give him some backup money to stay and be a placeholder. But I think it's still he's not the guy. Okay, just because But you're right. He's from Duke.
You got what you got. You paid starter money for a JV backup. You did that. Nobody else. Don't get mad.
You're right.
He didn't
I'm not mad. I'm not mad, but that's what I'm saying is, but look what the Giants receiving core is, because even with Galladay, who's only caught one pass, Slayton has stepped up. And you've heard me. I love Slayton. I think he's the man. I love that guy. Okay.
Hey, you hear what Professor said? The
yes.
QB guru can whisper to anyone not from Duke. It says in his name, Daniel Dookie Jones. Daniel, son? Got Mr. Miyagi whispering in his ear. Get him out of here, man. Get him out of here.
Yes, including me, Professor, including me. I went livid. If you were live, because we broadcasted that show live. Okay. Remember, you were there, Billy. You saw I was livid when the Giants wasted that draft pick on Daniel Jones.
I recorded you and I went, Dan, that's your guy? That's your guy.
Terrible. Terrible.
That's your kid. Look,
yes, but if you remember in that draft, and the defensive end that was supposed to go number 1 fell all the way to the Giants. And I think isn't he at Jacksonville or somewhere? But he's playing really well. Why the name is. But anyway, because you had another pick, Daniel Jones would have been there at 18, and wasn't a big fan of Dexter Lawrence at 18.
Professor,
but he's turned out to be a stud. He's turned out to be a stud, and I'm not gonna lie, he's playing his butt off, man.
He has, but Professor, I'm sure you'll take this. You'll appreciate this reference. I had to go Killmonger on you. I said, "This is your king. Your guy's supposed to take you to the promised land, but he can't run 80 yards without falling. Get him out of here, man. Get that guy out of here." But the funny thing is, and I said it, and you were all, "Oh yeah, he's not good." Yeah, how's that Saquon experiment worked out, man? He doing good for you this year?
Great. And I'm still, I'm sorry.
Bring over the crow.
Wait a second.
I got some crow for you to eat. I got some crow for you.
Wait a second. Whoa, Billy. And if you know and you followed this show from Jump Street, I've never been on the Saquon Barkley bandwagon. I did not agree with the pick. Yes, I think that he is a tremendous back, but we had so many holes at the time. Could have been fixed with one simple trade. Because if you remember, that was the big quarterback draft. We could have got a truckload for that draft pick and fixed a lot of needs. Because look who was drafted in the second round in our right there. Nick Chubb. I think he's doing a phenomenal job. The Giants could have got a running back in the second round, and we could have fixed a lot of needs. Okay.
Listen.
So listen, and I still think that the Giants should have traded Saquon with the value being up for him and gotten something in return, because I think he's going to have a phenomenal career in Buffalo, because they are running back away from going to the dance. Okay. I'm just saying. And I know, look, Giant fans get on me about it, and I'm fine with it. I'm fine. I feel like that Saquon Barkley is a phenomenal running back, and the Giants, and I know it's a new regime, but hey, they don't pay running backs. I mean, look at Zeke. We're going to give him Zeke type money, and look at what Zeke's done since he got paid.
You better. Let me tell you something. If this is Pearl Harbor, he is the only thing that has kept your battleship from becoming a fish habitat. He's the only thing that kept y'all afloat. The only thing. And I get he hasn't been the healthiest, but when he is, he's the only bright spot y'all had. Offensively right now, he's what's keeping you guys afloat. So you better pay that man. You owe that man. You pay that man. And y'all owe him everything. Everything? Everything.
Look, we still have a lot of offensive line issues. Okay, we have offensive line issues. And how do you pay a back when you don't have the line to protect him? At least when Dallas paid Zeke, remember, Dallas had one of the best offensive lines in the league.
Listen, you better do what the Eagles did. You better do what the Eagles did when they won a Super Bowl. You better start playing money ball and pay some of these free agents coming. You better pay some low salaries and get some good free agents on the wire. You better do it, man. You better do it. And you guys, if you guys don't draft a quarterback this year, wow.
Honestly, Billy, I think with the season the Giants are having such a late first round pick, I don't know that we will be drafting a quarterback that early. I don't know that there is a guy yet, and we'll see how that all plays out. I'm high on the kid from North Carolina, but he's a redshirt freshman, so I don't think he's coming out. Him? You don't like that kid? That kid slinging it, man.
Oh,
he's young. ACC. He's not coming out. Come on now.
Oh man, you might as well sign.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Whoa. Pump the brakes, because look, Justin Fields, I'm sorry, not Justin Fields, but the boy you just beat up over there in Ohio State. Oh, yeah, that kid and the kid down in Alabama is not going to be around when the Giants pick. I'll tell you that right now.
Other quarterbacks.
Okay. And look, the kid from Kentucky, I like that kid too. The kid from Kentucky.
I respect that a little more. I'd be even more interested if you said the kid he's probably going to come out this year, the dude from Clemson. I'd respect you a little bit more.
Who got benched, and they had to have the backup had to make a comeback against Syracuse. Got benched against Syracuse. Is that the same guy you're talking about?
Yeah. At least he's at least he can run 90 yards without falling. Damn. Keith. You guys will just draft Spencer Rattler. That's who you'll draft. You'll draft Spencer and be like, yes.
Hey, last 2 weeks, it's looking like a great quarterback against some top-notch talent. So don't knock him.
He got his spot taken at 2. Oh my God! He got his spot taken not once but twice.
Hey, Keith, you're gonna see an ACC quarterback play pretty well this week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, because your boy is back.
Who's back?
They're gonna have some tiny towels in the locker room, and he's gonna, because he's gonna need a massage after that game, and you're gonna have some tiny towels in there.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh Lord. I tell you what, Coach. Let's get into these. Let's get into these matchups today. First, I'll go down the list. We'll do it through ESPN. First, you
Hey,
got.
hey, Tim. Yeah, they keep from why. I have an early bedtime. I don't really get up. I don't stay up late enough to watch those games from out there. So yeah. And listen, once the season's over, and I start doing a little research with the talk, looking at all the talking heads, and we'll go from there. But we'll see. You know.
So, starting off, man. 2 weeks in a row, the late game. Eagles and the Packers. You heard of Tiny Twos? It's gonna yeah, that's true, Keith. That's true. That's true, man. Tiny Towns Adventures. So you got the Packers, Eagles. I'm going with my guys. It's in Philly. I'm going with my
Yeah,
guys.
you know what? I honestly I don't see the Packers doing much the rest of the season.
Nah,
I look. I think Aaron Rodgers packed it in. Be honest with
oh,
you.
I mean, there's no thinking into it. He definitely did. So I'm going Eagles for sure. You got the Bucks and the Browns. You know what? I'm gonna go Buccaneers this one. It's in Cleveland,
It's in
but
Cleveland. I like Cleveland.
you like Cleveland? Okay.
I do because Deshaun Watson is back. He might have a little bit of rust, but he's been practicing for the last 2 weeks.
A little rust.
All right, we'll see. We
Well,
will see.
let me tell you what. That bike has been left out in the rain for a year. You can get rust. Good God, you might as well toss it. I'm telling you, it's not gonna go the way
You
you
ain't
think.
tossing. You ain't tossing that. You ain't tossing that.
You
Let me
ain't
tell you
tossing it, but
now.
let me tell you something. You're gonna spend more than what it's worth getting it back right. That's for sure. All right, you got the Bengals at the Titans. Oh man, in Nashville.
A little
Uh,
playoff rematch.
uh I got Showtime Joe for the upset.
Okay, I'm going with the king.
Okay. I got Showtime Joe for the upset by 14.
Whoa, man!
By
Now I
14.
know. I know that Michigan win has clouded his judgment.
Whoa!
Now.
If you remember, I called a few I called a few right last week. You know what I mean? I'm no
uh,
Nevada Nick, but man, I'm almost Schwami.
okay.
Okay, Texans, Dolphins. I mean, it's obvious. Miami by
Yeah.
a lot, by a landslide. Miami. Jets, Bears. We already talked about that. Going Jets. You going Jets? You said.
Yes. Going Jets.
See, I didn't realize this. It is in New York, and I get it's the JV team, but home field cooking usually works. I'm gonna go with Jets. The Falcons and the Redskins. God. Sammy, I'm going Bumskins.
Yeah, I
You
think
guys look
so.
good.
I
You
think
guys look
so.
good. I can't believe I'm saying this for all my fellow Eagles fans. Take it easy on me. I'm gonna go Commanders. And it's in Washington. I'm gonna go Commanders by 10.
Oh, now they're the Commanders. I'm going with the Redskins.
Redskins by 10. My fault. By 10. By 10. Let's see. Panthers and the Broncos. The battle of the
The
bottom barrel.
bottom. Oof.
Oh
Oof.
God. You got.
I'm
Who
going Carolina.
you're going Carolina? It's at Carolina, so I mean,
Yeah, I'm going Carolina.
I can't go
I'm
wrong
going.
either way. They both suck. I'm going
Yep.
Broncos for the upset. Let's see. We got the Ravens and the Jags. It's in Jacksonville. I think the Ravens should handle business.
Yeah, I'm
Nice
going
and
Ravens.
sunny. I'm going Ravens too. You got the Go Chargers Go versus Kyler Mental Midget. Are you taller than a fifth grader? Murray. I'm going Chargers, man.
Yeah, I know the Chargers have some injuries, but I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to
I'm
stick
going
with the
Chargers.
Chargers, man.
I mean, you got the mental midget and Kyler Murray. He ain't gonna prepare. He gonna play video games and probably get on Madden and see if he can move some stuff around. So
Yeah, but technically, if you could put your playbook on Madden, then technically you're playing Madden and learning your plays, right? I mean,
no, it's not gonna go the same. I love when all
Okay.
these guys, all these mad coordinators try to coach the real game. They just look crazy. All right, you got the Raider Nation in Seattle, 12th man. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go Seahawks.
Yeah, I don't think I'm sorry, Raider Nation, but I just think right now the Raiders can't get out of their own way.
No, not at all. Not at all. Then you got this one hurts my heart because I'm a huge. I mean, Aaron Donald is one of my right now one of my all-time newer favorite players. I gotta go Chiefs. He just no Vaughn, no Odell. It's just not the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. I forget
Yes.
Wentworth, no Wentworth.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it sucks, but yeah, I'm going Chiefs by
And
a
isn't
lot.
it like the third string quarterback playing too for the Rams? Like
I think so.
it's something like that. It's
Yeah,
bad.
it's awful. It just talk about how the mighty have fallen, Sammy. You got the Saints at the
The
Niners.
Aints. The Aints. The Aints.
Yeah, well, no quarterback will do that to you.
Jimmy G and CMC having a day.
Yeah, Jimmy, porn star Garoppolo is definitely going to win. I think so. And then your Monday night football game, you got the Satin Curtain Steelers against the 4-6-1 Colts. What an ugly Monday night matchup.
That is
God.
terrible, man. That is terrible.
Man. I thought Thursday night football was bad. This just sucks.
This is going to be bad, and I honestly, I think I'm sorry. I'm going Mike Tomlin. I refuse. I refuse to pick the Colts.
What?
Yeah.
You refuse to pick the Colts?
Yeah.
Oh man, and it's in Indianapolis.
I don't care. I think Mike Tomlin has a they bring it.
I mean, let's not forget though.
Look, Mike Tomlin is not losing to a guy that's never coached before.
Whoa. Put some respect on Jeff Saturday's name.
I respect the guy. He's got a couple of dubs under his belt.
He's the only guy I know that could tell the sheriff to shut the fuck up. He literally sat there and told him, Peyton, shut the up and just get under center. We'll take care of the rest. And he didn't say anything.
Okay.
He told him, shut up. That's
well,
a bad
because
man.
that's your center. That's a quarterback center relationship. Now, if that was your, third string quarterback saying that, then you would laugh at him. So, I mean, come on now.
It's Peyton.
But anyway, okay. I don't care. Are you picking the Colts or not? Is that what you're doing? You're picking the Colts? Is that what you're getting to?
Here's why I'm picking the Colts, because they played tough against arguably the best team in all of pro football. Who was that, you might ask?
Yeah, who was that?
The Philadelphia Eagles. Go Birds! Go Birds, baby! What? Was there any doubt who it was?
Look, he is so hopped up on a Michigan win. It is unbelievable.
Man, what do you mean hopped
Somebody's
up?
gonna have to go by and pop his bubble. I'm texting your boss right now and having her come down and pop your bubble for you, bring you down to earth.
Amen.
And
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Hey, Professor, because Sammy and them guys, they beat the best team in football. I'll give them that. How many win-loss teams is it in all of NFL?
Yeah.
Highlander can only be one. Can only be one. Birds.
Man, what's in the eggnog at the Colic House, man?
No eggnog, baby. No eggnog, man.
And he's been working on some of that oil, man. You've been drinking that oil.
No, sir. No oil here. It's Bird Nation.
Oh man, love it. All right, listen. Let's wrap it up. I appreciate everyone hanging out, checking us out. I appreciate all the love. Everyone, go enjoy some football today. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving weekend. Everybody got home safe and is out of their turkey coma and ready to watch some football. And we'll get back to it next week. We appreciate everybody. Have fun, be safe, and we'll see you next week. Peace out.
Peace out.